Hey guys, I had a chance to see the Cobbler here in LA over the weekend, and let me just say this. If you're a fan of Adam Sandler and his crazy wacky movies like Mr. Deeds, Big Daddy, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, all those, this isn't the movie for you. On the other hand, if you are a fan of writer-director Thomas McCarthy, this movie is also not for you. So let's start off with Tom McCarthy. He is really talented, really popular in the indie movie world. He's written and directed 3 really solid movies that got a lot of buzz when they were out. First one was The Station Agent, the second one was The Visitor, and the third one was Win-Win. Overall, those 3 movies were really original, really well written, directed, with a really unique tone, and all 3 were really well made. So when I first heard about this project, The Cobbler, starring Adam Sandler, I was pretty excited about it. I figured it would be more of a dramatic role for Adam Sandler, like he's done in Punch Drunk Love, Reign Over Me, Spanglish a little bit, and he always seems to pull off the dramatic really well. So the combination of these 2 talents, the overall idea sounded good to me. If you're a fan of Tom McCarthy, you're not gonna like this movie. I'm not sure exactly what went wrong in the writing process, but this script was all over the place. It was a really convoluted movie with a lot of different things going on, things we didn't care about. The movie first starts off as a fantasy. It gives us a story of this majestic, magical sewing machine that this family of cobblers uses, and basically whoever's shoes you step into, you can become them. So it's an interesting idea. Variations of this have been done lots of times, but basically the movie goes from kind of a fantasy movie to what wants to be a comedy, but it's really not funny, and then it gets all wrapped up in this story about a gangster and how Adam Sandler's trying to stop him from what he's doing. So it's all over the place. For me, it felt very lifeless, which is not what you want in a story like this. A magical story about stepping into other people's shoes and living their lives. It should be more interesting and just grab you and pull you in and make you want to follow the story. It was just completely boring to me. I was waiting for something good to happen, but it kind of just followed the motions. The tone was all over the place. There were characters coming in and out of the story that didn't really matter, and it's a shame because the cast was pretty good. I mean, besides Adam Sandler, Dustin Hoffman's in it for a bit. Then we have Steve Buscemi, Ellen Barkin, Method Man, and that was one of my biggest problems with the movie was Method Man's over-the-top character. It wasn't necessarily his acting that was bad, but it was how the character was written. It was just so cartoony, so much like a caricature of a gangster. It didn't fit with the movie. Although when Adam Sandler stepped into Method Man's character's shoes, I did like the performance. It was much more subdued and more interesting, but there weren't really any likable characters. Even Adam Sandler, I thought, could bring some more life to this role in this movie, but he didn't, and it wasn't necessarily his fault. I think the main problem with this movie was the screenplay. So I wouldn't recommend this movie to you guys. If you've been intrigued by it, check it out, but I honestly don't think you'll enjoy it. It was a really big disappointment for me. I feel like it was a waste of everyone's talent involved. So overall, I give The Cobbler a D-. It's still early in the year, but I think by the end of 2015, this will be one of my biggest disappointments. The movie overall was just a mess. So anyway, if you guys like this review, hit subscribe down below, give it a like, and I'll see you next time.